What's up, great and glorious human beings? Thank you for joining us this bright and beautiful October 14th day. As promised, we've got the Renada episode with Connor Fagan and Robbie Emerson. And hopefully, Robbie doesn't have any issues today. He was just telling us about how he had to run a power line all the way across his house. He's got an electrician doing some work right now.
Yeah, fingers crossed. It should be fine.
It might go dark in a minute, but
yeah.
As a reminder for our viewers, we're so official. We're picking up on 2.200 today, and hopefully we'll get a good way through 2.202. And per usual, drop questions. If you guys got features that you want to talk about, let us know where you're at, and I'll be watching to help make sure the guys get them. So thanks, guys.
Appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Welcome, everyone. Good day. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday is Tuesday. I don't even know when I was like.
It is Tuesday. It's always Tuesday.
14th. Wow. This month's going quicker than last month. Last month was quick. How are we doing, Rob? You well?
Yeah, good. Yeah. It's not like we haven't been in a call all day anyway, but yeah.
That is true. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my bearings on where we even got up to last time because we are always really prepared for these one book videos.
909265. So added other users tab to email template, other uses tab to email templates, which is actually quite interesting. I'm not sure if we'd actually talked about that one last time, but that's useful. Oh, you have gone muted for me, Connor.
Oh, did he mute himself?
No.
I unmuted him.
You're back now.
Oh, Elle muted me.
Did I mute you?
Oh,
maybe I did. I'm sorry. We did not cover that last time. So that's
cool.
That's something to talk about. All right. Bye.
Oh, I can quickly pull that up.
Well, I'm sharing. Are you in old sandbox?
I'm in the old sandbox, yeah.
Cool. Just for everyone, we're kind of in a weird state at the minute where some of you might already be on the build we're showing and some of you won't. This month really is new stable month. Renada is the last stable builds that happens with Halo. They're like batshit from, I think, like West Coast America to like the east of the world, I think. But you'll be in different states is the TLDR of what I'm trying to say here. So version 2.200 is where we're resuming from. And sure, let's start with added the other uses tab to email templates.
Yeah. So I'll just share my screen quickly. So yeah, we can see basically
within Robbie. There we go. I can see that.
There we go. So yeah, within any of your custom email templates, you've then got this other uses tab, and it's actually being used or expanded on quite a lot. So it shows us email rules, mailboxes, notifications, basically anywhere where that email template might be specified. Super useful for just tracking where it's being used. So yeah, that is there now, which it didn't used to be.
I didn't even know that, which doesn't surprise me because I'm a dinosaur with new settings. But I like that. I like knowing where things are, right? That's like the whole thing. Like the quality of life things that Halo do just make me happy with stuff like that because it is, just useful to know where your templates are being used and not. What else have we got then? Adding a new ticket, added a new, I can't read. What does that even say?
Added a new ticket general setting that adds a system action to log when qualification matching occurs on a ticket. So it's just showing you when qualification matching happens.
I'm not in a reading mood today, it seems. Fine, okay. Do you ever use that in your build? I don't really ever use it. I think it's with Mendy last time. There are use cases to leverage it, probably outside of its intended use, I think was what we deduced basically on the last call. But if you need qualification matching, then there'll be a system action to see it. Added approval option to choose cab based on a custom field. So if you are doing approval processes and you want the ability to pick a cab, change advisory board for anyone who's interested, we can do that based on a based on a custom field value, basically.
I'm going to assume that that's going to need to have the cab ID in it, which if you did something like a single or a multi-select custom field, a single select custom field, then you could pick the cab that way and then trigger the approval based on the cab that's been selected, or of course use like a lookup or a runbook or something to set the value. But I would assume it's going to be the ID.
Well, let me share my screen and show you. So looking over here, I'm in approval processes. We have determine cab from a custom field. Text fields contain either the ID or the name of the approver. Single select fields use the ID of the options to match the ID of the approver. So pick, are they live in Halo? And
the ID of that field needs to equal the ID of the cab, or if it's a text field, it can be the ID or the name of the cab.
Fine. Cool. So slightly complicated to build out, but if you need it, you've got the granularity there, should you need it. What else have we got, Rob? Anything else?
Next one's potentially super useful. The ability to, for logged in users to now create drafts of tickets they're logging via the self-service portal. Especially if you are doing like a very long ticket type, which has lots of options in it. The user might need to check something, confirm something with somebody else before they finish it off. Historically, they would have just had to lose all of their progress. Now they can save a draft of that.
And where we're looking for this, it's saying
Forms tab.
Type.
Ticket type forms.
Incident tab. Form. And then I'm assuming, if I could speak, draft, allow logged in users to save drafts. And it's flagged as beta, which is good. There you go. I feel that we would enable that on everything now, right? I don't see why you would never not want to have that setting on.
I can't think of a reason you wouldn't. I think one of those, you could default it to on unless you had a reason not to.
Yes. No, I like it. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. That's good. Always helpful. What else have we got then? Moving on next. Quote revised workflow trigger has been added. Where are we looking there? Add actions. Action type.
In your workflow.
Workflows. Oh, okay. Configuration.
Bit like, obviously you have quote sent. We have quote approved. We can have another one for quote revised.
Cool. So if you are revising quotes, I think that what that trigger is going to be is if you are in quotes and you pick one and then you do revise, that will then trigger that workflow step to move it if you need it. Maybe to resend the quote again, I think is the most obvious one. We will do quote created, quote sent, moves it into a negotiation state. If you're revising it, you can ping it back. So you can send it again. I like it. There's also a setting, I think, now to show the most recent quote on the ticket rather than them all as well, or you can hide revised quote. I've seen something for this somewhere.
Hide expired quotes or hide superseded quotes. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, so this will be in tandem with this would be just a nice, quality of life. Probably something we'll look at updating in our workflows across the board just to handle revisions if you do them. I don't do them an awful lot, but if you do, they're there. What have we got next, Robbie? Anything exciting, sir?
This one is confusing to me. I don't understand the point. Or maybe I do. So it is runbook start authorization type of Halo API bearer token. I think
start authorization type. Start authorization type?
I think this is saying. No, I don't understand. I don't. I can see it. If you go in to create a new runbook, you can say start from a public endpoint, and then the authentication. Sorry, you can use it. Oh, so you can pass through your Halo API bearer token as the authorization to trigger the runbook, which in theory means it will trigger as you, the agent, rather than as a system account. That might be useful.
It's certainly solving a problem for someone.
Yeah, it's very specific. I think it will be quite niche.
Yeah, I can't think of the value of it right now. But I know there'll be a time when we'll need it and we'll be like, wow, Halo thought of this.
Yeah.
If Mendy was here, he'll be like, I requested that because I have this super nerdy edge case I needed. And I'll be like, okay, cool. Sorry, Mendy, you're not here to defend yourself. That's what you get when you let me and Bobby take over. What else have we got in it? Added a new setting to always default the calendar selection to the currently logged in agent. I like that, to be honest. That kind of makes perfect sense to be able to do that. Where have you done that now? Added a setting to always default the calendar.
Got to be selection. In config, calendars and appointments, general settings. Yeah, always default calendar selection to the default agent. So calendars and appointments.
What build are we in? 2210. What's the build where you can search features? It's not. We haven't got it yet.
This one. No, maybe not.
Okay, I'll do it manually. In the next release video, we'll do it. I don't want to have a look silly on the video.
It's 2.12. Okay. Oh, and it only works for user features right now. Only for the users.
Don't ruin my dreams. It's going to search it.
It will work properly one day. We'll worry about that later.
Where are we looking? New setting to always default.
There you go. Right at the top.
Always default contextualized an agent. Cool. So if you use the calendars in Halo, I don't see why you wouldn't want to select this, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel there could be situations though that if you are like a leadership or management, you maybe wouldn't want to do that. So it being a global setting as opposed to a agent setting could be annoying. Yeah. I don't know. I think currently it remembers the last selection you had. This might override that and always put it back to you. So if you are leadership or management wanting to see your team's calendars, this may be really jarring. Pure hearsay from me. I'm just guessing. But if you do such things, then yeah, everyone's had a course with that setting just to validate how good or not it is for you. What we got next, Robbie?
Next couple are for knowledge base articles, so you can bulk update the next review date on knowledge base articles. Great if you need it. And knowledge base article fields are now available for approval processes. So again, if you're approving revisions on your approval process on your KB articles, then you can push through those KB article fields. Useful again if you're doing it, you need it.
Yeah, if you're doing KBs in Halo, I've never really met anyone doing that much in-depth level of KBs in Halo. I think is the problem. There's a lot more control now around revisions and refinement, but the actual user experience to make them has never been touched in ages, other than Markdown about 2 years ago, which I don't know who's writing Markdown, certainly not me. But again, they're expanding on it, which is great to see, right? I added a new column to the message content table to more identify subject, body, footer components of email templates. I didn't even know message content was a table.
No, neither did I. I've already gone looking it up. It probably won't be a huge amount in there, because it's our sandbox. Yeah. I'm not sure there'll be anything in there, but I don't
think I've ever needed it as a table. Like I've never needed to validate email templates, right?
I don't think it's the email templates. I think it's emails. Unless maybe it is. I have no idea. No, you might be right, actually. I think it is email templates. Yeah, it is email templates, definitely.
Yeah, I've never...
No idea. Moving on.
If you need to use the message content table, which we've not in over 3 or 4 years of doing this, so be it. We are getting some chat messages, which I'm struggling to see in my lovely UI because I am a noob. So bear with me as I try and find where the chat...
I tried using the KB, but it's overcomplicated to add content. I can't disagree with that. It's not particularly... The ability to create KBs is not very well thought out, in my opinion, especially when you get into using something like Hoodoo, where you can add call-outs and all sorts of other rich content to your KBs compared to Halo. It needs some love. Hopefully they will give it to it at some point.
I think it'll come at some point. I know they spoke about it in the past. I think at Orbit last year, they were speaking about making knowledge base way more rich, but it's massive change to the way they're doing, right? It's not just a small iterative changes with permissions. It's and then complete overhaul, which I completely get is hard to do and hard to squeeze in. What we got next?
Sales mailbox emails can go to CRM notes of client sites or users. Again, if you need it, it's useful. No harm in having this option.
Do they even work properly yet, sales mailboxes? I feel like over the past
they're still on the schedule.
We've looked at this many times.
They do work, but they're still on the old schedule, so they run via Halo Integrator every 15 minutes, which is okay, but not great. And if we just need to have more people use sales mailboxes, and then Tim's told me he'll fix sales mailboxes. So
the idea, by the way, for anyone interested, sales mailboxes, you can personally add almost like your own mailbox or someone in the sales mailbox, so they can work through Halo, emailing and inbound and outbound, a bit like an Outlook plugin, really. But then if an email comes in, you can link it to an opportunity or create an opportunity from it, meaning your salesperson can be personable with clients, not just emailing from a sales address. But it's always been a little bit flaky. It may be better now. It's been ages since I've looked at it, to be honest. It was too impactful, the changes before, to validate using it. But maybe now, as they're adding more features to it, it may be more stable. I don't know. But if it's still running on the old scheduler, being 15-minute inbound and outbound of emails, I would say probably not useful, because you want to be live communicating with opportunities. So maybe wait until that gets ported over.
Yeah.
Added a new method for receiving stock on purchase ordered. A new method. What are we saying?
SKU validation.
The setting can be located in configuration. Configuration. I'm going to share my screen. I am indeed configuration. What are we doing? Items and stock control. General settings under the stock control tab. Okay, I'm assuming that means the header. Receive stock method.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. SKU validation. I definitely start receiving.
There's a box where you have to type in the SKU and then it will return a matched SKU. That's assuming any of us have a SKU.
That's assuming we even have any PO. Okay, can I do it? No, I can't. Yeah, okay. New add. I'm generally quite concerned about the builder in. Like, I don't know how much crap there is everywhere. We really didn't think this through. This build is this is our old sandbox we used to demo to clients, but now it's become our test build. So you just see rubbish absolutely everywhere. And I'm generally quite anxious when I click on something like, what have we made now? This is quite sane, to be honest, or quite clean. I've got to, oh, okay, there we go. Save, yeah, oh my God. Do any of these allow me to, okay, Amazon, fine. Can we receive stock? We can.
The option didn't pop up.
By default.
You might have to sign out and sign back in again.
Okay. I think if you are doing much stock receiving on POs, then you'll find this setting good. I'm not going to spend the next 15 minutes getting my build set up and logging in and out to prove it works or not.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
If you need it. If you really want our input on this, let us know. If not, go and play with the setting. Luckily, in the release note, so this is 843.072 is the release version. There is some pictures and screenshots showing you how to do it. So
yeah.
What have we got next, good sir?
Change history tabs added to contracts and supplier contracts. This is going to be really straightforward. I will just share my screen and show you. Yeah, it's going to be super straightforward. In agreements, for example, if we find an agreement, there is now a change history tab. If I make a change to said agreement,
your screen, mate, I don't think.
Oh,
Robbie shared the screen. Add to this scene. Add to the scene.
Hey, there we go.
There you go.
So yeah, contracts, supplier contracts will be the same, or agreements and vendor agreements, depending on which language pack you've got. There is now a change history tab. And in theory, although I just did it and it didn't, so we'll see what happens. If we make a change to it, there we go. We can then see that the status changed from 0 to 3. So we can
I love that.
Yeah, do you know what isn't included? The reference field. Which is the first thing I changed. However, the fact it's here at all is great, and I'm sure they will fix it so it includes the agreement reference. But yeah, this is good. It's just another nice to have. We can see changes that we make to agreements get logged as changes to the agreement.
I want to know what SQL table that's in, but it's definitely we're going to have to find that later because it's going to be something random, isn't it? Let's be realistic. We'll come back to such things. What else have we got then? So let's go to faces. How do I do this? A minute. Oh, we've broken everything. Well, that'll do that as Robbie is breaking things. There we go. Like a professional. I'm not. What else have we got? Added a call management setting. Continue calls after logging or linking a call to a ticket, so that calls do not automatically end when logging a ticket or linking to a call or to an existing ticket. So what we're talking about here, I'm assuming, is call management, which is probably disabled in this build, not going to lie. Oh, it's enabled. So I'll grab that temporarily. Added a call management setting, continue calls. There we go. So let me just do such things that will load. So what we're saying is, and I might have to log in and out to get this to work, but we'll soon find out. So if I log a ticket for here.
Yeah, the timer used to stop. It doesn't anymore.
Is that all it's doing?
Yeah, pretty sure.
How do I don't think I've logged the ticket yet, have I? This is how much we use this.
Yeah.
Log a ticket, enter a summary. But how do I submit the thing again? You have to hang up?
Maybe.
End call?
You definitely...
I can't remember how it works. Oh, it wasn't showing me. There we go.
Cool.
Complete. Maybe it was.
Yeah, it just doesn't finish the call when you complete the call, when you log the ticket, which is useful if you want to log the ticket and then continue working it or continue talking to the user. You might want to get the ticket logged and then maybe email the user from the ticket while you're still on the phone with them. Or if you're doing things like end user verification, well, then I can log the ticket and hit verify user while still being on the phone with them, rather than having to log this. That would then mark the call as finished, and then all my time tracking would be lost.
I thought it did this anyway. That's how long ago I've used this. No. I thought it did this.
It used to automatically stop the call when you log the ticket, which seems logical, but also, depending on the scenario, actually not very logical, right?
Interesting feature, I suppose, call login. We use it really late on in our implementations, if at all, really. It's a nice idea. The problem is, if you're an agent using it, I personally found it to be the most annoying thing in the world, because whenever the phone would ring or hang up, your agent, basically your phone agent, would prop a URL or not. So you could end up working or closing a ticket, picking up another phone call, and you've got another tab somewhere of another ticket being logged. And for me, it just felt way overbearing. If you're quite, I don't know, do a ticket, close it, pick up the phone, and one at a time, you're great. If you're trying to multitask, I think the whole thing falls down. It's definitely something to try if you need it. I think some people will be used to it, but I don't know how widely adopted it is. But they're adding features, so some people are using it. I don't hate it or love it. It just is one of those things that if you get on board with it, then so be it. With that being said, what else have we got in the world of releases, sir? You can now map Sentinel-1 sites to Halo customers.
Great. Didn't used to be able to, can now.
Charge rate restrictions now apply based off the ticket type when logging QuickTime.
Ooh.
When logging QuickTime, the charge rate field will now mimic the configuration set on the ticket type used for logging QuickTime.
That's
Did it not always do that? I thought it always...
No. So because you can do charge rate restrictions at ticket type level now.
Yes.
We didn't used to be able to do.
Yes.
This is saying it will adhere to the charge rate restrictions for whichever ticket type you select when adding QuickTime. This is super useful.
Sorry. The confusing is that we typically hard code a ticket type to QuickTime, not actually use QuickTime yet. Fine. Got you.
But if you wanted to use different charge rates for some people like doing this, I won't get into the argument of why you wouldn't right now, but having charge rates for the different types of maybe training that they're doing, right? So They might want a QuickTime ticket type and then 4 different charge rates that they can select from. Historically, all the charge rates would appear. Now, this makes it fall in line with the new option, which has been there since I think 196, where you can restrict charge rates to ticket types, which is also super useful for things like project management. So yeah, this is awesome.
So this isn't a setting we've got to tick. This will now just do this, right? I think that's what this is saying.
Yeah.
We've got to enable this call. So basically, it never worked before. Now it does. Is the reality of that one.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome source. You can now add attachments to can text. Super interesting, by the way. When I've onboarded into Halo, oh my Lord, I don't know, 4 years ago, one of the things we used to do as a company is send out like Excel documents to people during a process we had, right? And we could never do it because we couldn't add attachments to email templates or to can text. The fact this is now here enables that. We ended up just doing online forms or whatever. But yeah, the fact you can add attachments to can text is pretty nice, actually. So I quite like that. I quite like that a lot. Ironically, I feel like as a industry, we've moved past that a little bit. Sending documents is kind of becoming a bit more legacy, right? OneDrive sharing files or using forms is now way more common practice these days. But if you need attachments to be in your can text, then there you go. Have a lovely day. It's now been added. We got next, Rob. Anything
Ticket
good?
type level override for show the quick close option. So you can choose whether you show the quick close option on the new ticket screen per ticket type now. Great. Again, more flexibility. Historically, you might have turned it off because you didn't want it in certain places. Now you can turn it on for those individual ticket types you want it.
Sorry, introduce a ticket type level override for the show the quick close option for the new ticket screen. I thought you had to enable a field to show that anyway.
No, you can show fields on it. You can choose whether fields appear on it, but currently it's a global. Quick close is on. Or quick close
let me
is
share
off,
the screen. Let me show the people. So basically what we're talking about for reference is when you log a ticket, I'm scared who to type in. This is terrifying. Here, this down here, which is the quick close, right? I'm assuming what they're on about.
Yep.
Unless I'm being dense.
Yeah, no.
Here, basically, you can add in fields. So maybe, I don't know, clearly. What they're basically saying now is, if you don't want the ability on a ticket that you can close it or let me zoom out a little bit, quick close it. What they've added now per ticket type, which we now got to go find together.
It is saying settings tab, isn't it? It better be.
Well, is it though? Is it show the quick close? Let's have a look. Show the quick close. There we go. So show the quick close option on new ticket screen. Yes, no, or global setting. So there we go. I'm assuming that is the new setting. It correlates to what the version says. So yeah, cool, nice. Again, it's one of those things. I think the argument is if it's a ticket that has a strict process, don't allow the quick close. If it's an incident where you can open it and close it all in the same function on a call, then by all means allow the quick close there. So it's great we can control it at this level. It's just, something nice to control the ability of how they flow through the desk. Added access controls to PDF templates. Non-admins can now configure PDF templates if granted using access control. So this is one of the things that we moan about quite a bit, the way it's been implemented. It's slowly getting fixed, which is annoying. But the whole idea of Halo rebuilding access control is to do things like this. So basically, if you go to Documents and YouTube label, access control, we can now let agents have access to a PDF template. So if you are doing, for instance, actually an interesting thing, we had this problem a while ago. If you are letting people generate PDFs from a ticket, you can now give them access to edit this or control it in a way that they need.
The better part of this change, which has been mentioned just underneath, is if you hit generate PDF now.
You talking to me?
Yeah. Hit generate PDF.
Yeah.
You can now pick the thing you want to generate for, rather than just using the last thing that got created. It's awesome. Super useful.
Is that the same for quotes then, I assume?
Yeah, it's the same for all of them. It's
beautiful. What a time to be alive.
Yep.
The amount of templates we've built over the years for invoicing quotes and tickets and stuff, and having to run it 1,000 gazillion times to show it. This makes life a little bit easier now, which is good. Got a lot of comments in. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Let's do that super quick. We're ignoring the people, Robbie. What do we got?
I think it's Mark's question. I can read it out.
Yeah. I see you have a log site visit action button. How is that configured? We didn't want to use the arrive leave actions. Basically, Mark, if you sign up to Renada, no, I'm joking. So super quick, off topic. Log site visit is super simple. So the arrive journey rubbish in Halo doesn't work. I don't care what anyone tries to convince me. It just fundamentally doesn't work. It works better than it did. It used to be if you missed, like if you didn't click arrive or leave on a ticket, the entire chain was just broken. Now you can control it a little bit, but I still think it's crap. This basically is a super simple action. We default the charge rate on the action to be on-site support. Some clients will just hard code it to be on-site support. And then we have distance, travel hours, and travel charge rate if we need to be. This is an example. Sandbox was an old version of it. The idea being is it doesn't work. You're right, Mark. When an agent does a site visit, we can easily report on site visit actions. We can make travel hours or distance a required field. So if we are leveraging any expenses or anything, we can use this as a reporting mechanism. And it's just a clean, easy way to hold your site visits in a single place and we know what we're doing. So if you are doing travel hours, we can require that as a field on there rather than just adding notes. That is what our little log site visit button does. We've set this up in many, many Halo builds. We think it's arguably pretty fine. We've even got quite clever with clients who want to be super nerdy. So what we've done with some clients is have a default travel rate per customer in a custom field that we then we didn't run book it. We use database lookups to then pull into a field in here. So do that as well if your heart desires, which works if you're all based in the office until you're remote and the whole thing falls down. Well, that is a debate for another day. So that is log site, not a release note, by the way. This is what we've built into this sandbox build. So that PDF thing was cool. So the fact you can pick quotes is awesome. I like that. That makes me happy rather than trying to guess what invoice it's trying to show you when you're trying to test recurring invoices, but it's generating a recent invoice. Yeah, no, pain. Anything else cool? Well, actually, we're going through them pretty much in order right now. Main contact has been added as an option for site column profiles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
I'm assuming I'll demonstrate it for everyone watching. Site, edit columns, edit a column, add main contact. There we go. So if you've got main contacts, which actually I should probably add slightly, is that available at customers? No.
There's nothing for contact there. I don't think there is.
Yeah, so you can show the main customer and the main contact at the customer level, which I kind of like. I don't personally. I very rarely go to sites as a screen, but I guess if you need to go to sites frequently and see who the main contacts are, their name, I guess, then it's there, or email address. But yeah, I don't know.
Yep.
If you need it, it's there. If not, don't worry about it.
Head to service desk next, Connor. Go find a random ticket.
Oh,
this is
the
very
stress. Here's one. Yeah.
Information again, but if you scroll down the right-hand side, you should find who the team is, and you can now click on the team, and you can click on it, click off there, and click on the team name, and it's a hyperlink and takes you to the team config, similar to the workflow config or the other little easy ways to get to config if you need it. That's all this is.
Fine.
You can now receive stock on all purchase orders linked to a ticket at once. To configure this, you need to create or modify an action with the new system use, receive stock on purchase orders linked to the ticket. This can be a quick action. When initiating the action, all purchase order lines with the ticket that need ordering will show on the familiar stock screen. Nice. You can receive all the stuff to that ticket via a button from the ticket. So rather than having to go into the purchase order to receive stock, you can do it from the ticket. Nice.
But you said all stock. Is this doing all stock or is it a selection?
No, receive stock on all purchase orders. So you might have 5 purchase orders all linked to the same ticket. You can receive stock on all 5 purchase orders.
Is it going to let us select which stock is getting in? Have we got any screenshots for this? Where is the release? What version are we talking, honey?
Same version, just underneath team field, so 801168.
There's an I. What does the I show? Oh, just some text. Okay.
Yeah, it's just the same. Yeah, it's the same screen that you'd be familiar with, but you do it from the ticket, which is quite nice.
I'm not going to try and set up a demo for this right now because it means I've got to make a purchase order, then make a ticket that's linked to the purchase order, and then there's a whole world of pain that's going to take 20 minutes for me to demo this. But I like the idea. The reality is, though, in the workflow we typically have is there's no ticket existing right now. We have like the quote or the opportunity, which is closed at this point. We then have the sales order opportunity open as in the opportunities and the sales order area. I wouldn't even know what ticket we have at this stage. I suppose you could have a procurement ticket.
Project. Or the project.
Yeah, I would
might not have received the stock on the...
Yeah. Who knows? If you need this, it exists. And if you don't worry about it. Added an option to map the source field when using Event Manager. I have absolutely no idea what this is mean.
I can display this if you want.
Please do.
Can you see my screen?
No. If I click... Oh, yes. Now we're cooking.
In the event management system in Halo, which is effectively is a similar... I call it like dumbed down runbooks. It's a way of us ingesting new tickets or updating tickets based on rules rather than having to configure a whole runbook. So certain integrations may well send a webhook into Halo, and you can use the event management system rather than a runbook in order to create or update a ticket. That is pretty much it. What there is now is the option in here, I guess, although that doesn't load, so that's interesting.
The irony on this, by the way, is I think Renada would always build a runbook because there'll be some edge case in about half an hour, an hour's time into that edge management that we'd then need a runbook for. Do we ever use them for anything? I don't think we do.
We have not used them as
control.
Yet, no. Now I'm gonna suspect that now I can do this, and I can map that to the source field. That is all it's doing. I can select a variable from the thing that's coming in and map it to the source, so I can say if it came from their example as Splunk, it's going to map to the system of Splunk. Just gives you better understanding of where your ticket's getting created from.
And sources are configured in the graveyard?
Yes. Advanced settings, lookup codes, request source, and you can even create new ones.
The graveyard, by the way, is what I refer to anything in lookup codes. I've always said anything that I don't know where to put, they just put in the graveyard. It's either legacy stuff or just like a random selection of places.
Or brand new features like action groups.
Yeah.
Which could go in many better places. Just chuck in a lookup group.
Let's not make this a rant, Robbie. I get emotionally invested.
Let's be positive. Cool.
Add note to parent is now available as a separate checkbox option in action configuration, allowing you to use it alongside another system use. Does that solve our problem we have?
No, we want the opposite.
It doesn't, does it? Yeah. The problem we have, by the way, is we want, if there is a parent to exist, to add a note to it. The problem is if there's not a parent, the action button doesn't appear.
Yep.
Then we have to have two actions basically all the time in our tickets. Either add a note to the parent, which is our consultancy project, or add a note, and we've just got to pick the right one. This, though, is saying, could we do add note to parent and system use as... I don't know.
If we set no system use,
maybe it'll work.
Parent, maybe. Well, let's find out. I'll tell you what. Let's find out, shall we?
You build that. I'll move on for a minute because it'll take you 30 seconds. Right, then moving down this lovely list of release notes, right? Robbie builds out that POC. Added the option to default custom SQL single select to the first value. Now, I know a lot of people that use custom SQL selects who have wanted this, so I'm happy to see this in there. Default to first value is epic. It just means for building out forms or anything where the first value is typically the selector, we can default it in there, as opposed to having to have a selection every time, which I love that. I'm trying to think now, my brain is racking up of how we can leverage that ourselves just for quality of life, really, than anything else. Speeding up new user forms, for instance, you can default a lot of the stuff that we assume and then, move on. So I like it. That is helpful. Added the user field. Oh, yes, sir.
I think it works.
Let me share the screen back to you, sir.
Before I had a parent ticket, the action still appeared and I could still press it. After having a parent ticket, I can still press it and it logs to the parent as well.
So just share for the lovely people watching, sir. Where is this setting configured, please?
So any action, you can just go down to this option here, which says add note to parent ticket. If I disable this and do add note to parent ticket here, what you will notice, if I go back to a ticket and find an incident, the log site visit button has entirely disappeared. And that's because this ticket doesn't have a parent. And that was where we were getting annoyed. If I go back to this ticket, you'll still see log site visit because it has a parent ticket. This ticket is a child of this parent. If we change this again, so we're no longer doing it here, and instead using this, it will now still appear on this ticket, but also reappear on this ticket and still work. There we go.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
That I don't think no one will understand the impact that has had on my mental health over the past 18 months. We've started to build more complicated process into our workflows and stuff like that, where we require it if it exists, has been a sticking point for me because it's always been a guessing game. So we need to make a note somewhere of that, Robbie. to do that when the version comes out. And I'll say we're going to make a note now and we'll both forget about it. And in a year's time, we'll be like, oh, this setting exists. Cool. That's awesome. I love that. Moving back, you're sharing, you can do it. Added the user field to actions field list. So a new field is available in the actions field.
You missed one. This is super useful.
I spoke about this.
Oh, you talked about it. Fine.
Yeah, you to build in. And I love it. It's great. I said like new user forms, you could default a lot of the default values in there, which should be used. And then if they select it's needed, they can do it.
Yeah,
so,
you just got to write a weird SQL query where you order it by and put something at the top or union it or whatever. But yes,
where we default as first.
Useful. User field also super useful, like amazingly useful. Where again, against any action, we can add the user field. Ask me why it shows up 10 times. We're not going to worry about that. But if I refresh this ticket now, go to log site visit, I have a user option, which will show me all the users.
You have to type in there first?
I think so, yeah.
And is that users from everywhere?
Yeah.
What?
That's useful, but it's scary.
I'd want it restricted to the users of the ticket.
Well, you have a user ticket come in for unknown. Perfect use case. You want to move it.
It needs control. Let's agree to disagree. It needs control. I hate the ability.
No.
No. Well, maybe one of them does.
Yeah. One of the
15 of them.
Yeah. But yeah.
No, I like it. We've had to runbook this quite a bit in the past. If we're linking tickets with other people or moving tickets, we literally have a runbook we give clients to solve this problem if they have it a lot. So the fact we can just add this field in here mitigates a runbook. And to be clear, we aren't sad when our runbooks are no longer required. Runbooks are a means to an end the way we build them. It's not a forever thing. So that's great. The total time logged against a ticket can now be used on the rules and approval rules. That is curious.
Useful, but not if it can't be broken down by charge rate. Well, still useful, but
I don't know. I've had this chat with Halo recently about they need to get really clear on their definitions of what billable versus invoiceable versus no charge is on tickets. For clarity, you can now show billable time as a column selector. That actually means invoiceable time, not billable, which are different things. We'll bore you all later with that logic. But what we're saying here is ticket rules. I'll make a new one. I don't know what's in those other ones. I'm still terrified of clicking through this build, Rob. The total time log. So we're saying in here then, it's going to be a filter, right? Criteria. The total time you can ever use on the rules and rules and approval rules. Is it not this then? And this is my voice. Now be used on the rules and approval rules. Am I missing something? The total time logged. Time?
Tickets, rules.
There is time taken now. It's time taken. It would be time taken. So the release note says the total time logged. What I'm deducing is time taken is what it's referring to. So you can say if the time taken is greater than 5 hours, then trigger this rule. And remember with rules, what we can do is we can actually fire pop-up notification. So this allows us to display a pop-up message on the ticket saying, you've now breached 5 hours, because there's a bit of granular control. Don't forget as well, with rules, you can layer rules. So you can have many things firing here. The ticket type is X, the customer is Y. This is actually a massive feature if you really want to start getting granular with those notifications. I'm assuming you can't do. No. Why would you? You can't look at time budget. So if I was going to say, could you validate against time budget? No, you can't. You can do estimated time though, but I don't think the two can cross-reference. So
no, it won't be if time taken is greater than. No.
Yeah. Okay. So,
but this is useful for like first line, second line escalation type stuff, right? Where we often get a question from people of like they want to just move a ticket from the first line team to the second line team if it's been open or if it's had more than 2 hours logged. Right? It's a really common scenario that we're asked about, and we always push back on it because there are so many examples where you wouldn't want that to happen. right? If I'm 1 minute away from closing the ticket and you take the ticket off me, I'm not going to bother go hunting it down to go solve it, right? I'm just going to give up. And there are many, many more scenarios like that where you really don't want to be doing that. However, this example where we can give them a gentle hint, you've been working this ticket more than 2 hours, you might want to escalate to second line, is actually great, right? It's a really nice way of leaving the power with the technician, but giving them some guidance on what they should be doing.
Like so.
Yep.
So yeah, I like it. We don't do loads of rules in our build. I think we have 2 rules in our production build. We really don't end up using them. We build, I don't know, we use workflows a lot, I think, but maybe we'll use this. I don't know. We will figure it out. If you find anything cool, we'll put it online as we always do. I can't believe we're still on 2.2. This whole video, this has been 2 hours of just 2.2. That's insane.
A lot to it.
What we got next? Very experienced with the ServiceNow integration.
I'm
not qualified to even speak about that. I'll be honest. If you need that, you might want to check the things that have been done with ServiceNow. If you don't need it, move on. Oh God, I hate this next. I don't want to talk about this next.
I'll talk about it. I like this. Dynamic distribution lists can be used for nurture mail campaigns. Idea here being, if you have a dynamic distribution list, so a list of users who've just started a business, or just a list of all users within the business, or a list of all users within all of your customers, they can be automatically added to a nurture mail campaign. The idea here being you could do something like a new user introduction email campaign where you're sending them, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5 emails over the course of a month after they've just started with the organization. Historically, that would always have to be a manual add the user to a distribution list. Now with a dynamic distribution list, they can automatically be added when the user gets added to Halo effectively. So yeah, it's nice. Reason Connor doesn't like it is he doesn't like mail campaigns in Halo. They could probably do with some work.
It's not necessary. I mean, the whole there's a few things, right? Sending directly from your 365 account, things like MailChimp and Resend, etc. They're built in a way to handle large scale volume, right? Yeah. I bricked my Halo sending emails on day 1 of it 5 years ago, whenever the hell it was, because there's 16,000. I sent 16,000 welcome emails via the portal. Brain wasn't engaged and bricked my entire tenant. And it's also the way the emails look, right? One of the biggest things we do with our newsletters to our clients is spend a lot of time getting the look, the feel right, knowing we use MailChimp. I don't really care what you use, but having that, what you see is what you get builder is really nice. If you're starting to make these campaigns in Halo, you're in HTML world, you're trying to configure it with that. Like for me, the input, the time doing it, someone technical isn't typically making these, right? It's someone in marketing or sales or HR. That doesn't translate in Halo. So I think if you're a small MSP and it's you doing everything and you like using AI generated HTML like we do, right, then fine, you can get by. However, I just would say buy MailChimp at whatever we spend 20 quid a month and pass it to marketing is what we do. And it makes life 10 times easier. But if you need it, it's there. We've tried to leverage it for one client and gave up because of the inputs were just a bit high. But hey, they're adding stuff to it. So not going to knock that, but also not going to massively say you should use it because I don't think it's particularly viable today.
Next
one
in
a week and would be amazing.
You can share my screen again. I've got this open.
There we go, sir.
Client-side pagination to reports. So it used to be if you loaded a big report like select star from lookup, it would crash your browser because there was just so much data. Select star from tickets would be another example. By adding pagination, this all happens client-side, but it does just mean that your browser won't completely hang up when loading lots of data. You can tab through to go to the different pages. The only sad bit about this is when we do load everything from a table, Connor, and then do Control F and try and find something, it's going to be more difficult to find it. But broadly,
1,000 rows though.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
It's rare we're trying to write reports with 1,000 rows. They're just not.
Or try and
readable.
Find data from a table that's got more than 1,000. It is rare. But yeah,
it's 1,000 strict. Yeah. Oh no, you can change the map page size.
Yeah, you can change it. In config.
What are we saying here?
Reporting, general settings. There is a.
It says max page size apparently. Where is it saying this? Client side pagination, link ticket ID, verification, report comparison. It must be in reporting. Report comparison, max page size, link ticket ID for the verification.
It's not
Is
in
it in
each individual
advanced
report,
settings?
is it? I bet it's in advance. I bet you're right.
I'm looking. No. What the hell is this? Large reports written today. Where is it?
Yeah, the details tab. It's per report. So in a report, under the details tab, I have the match page size right here. So
is that in? Oh, it is. There's just saw it at the bottom.
Yeah. So per report, you could also override it. It will default to 1,000. That's
default to 10,000.
No, 1,000.
I've opened a report and it's 10,000 in mine.
Nah, we won't worry about that.
10,000. Every report I look at, 10,000. That's the default, which is what it currently is, right? It maxes out at 10,000. So,
but yeah, the option's good. That's all that matters.
True. We can argue about this later. For absolutely no gain for anyone. Cool. Awesome. Option to index tickets based on their ticket rules and ticket filtering options when indexing existing records. Indexing.
Yeah, for AI, doing embedding scores, fake scores.
Fine.
So it just allows you to re-embed or re-vector score that ticket based on criteria. Cool.
In AI, basically. Yeah. Again, we never really use the inbuilt AI for anything, so we don't really emotionally get invested when these changes happen. But if you need that as a thing with AI, you know the saying, go find it, have fun with it. What else we got? Improved holiday allowance tracking. Is that where we're at?
Yeah. Yes. So if I go to config, teams and agents, holiday management, holiday types, we can specify a type. Or maybe we have to turn it on first. Oh, yeah. Config, teams and agents, holiday management. So back here, we can allow different holiday allowances per type. Now, if I select each one, we have an allowance for that type. So you can have 1, or in Connor's world, 0 sick days and 1 day of holiday for Renada.
Yeah, fair.
So yeah, you can,
still
and then I believe as well,
holiday in Halo. Use your HR
you'll be
system.
able to.
Like, why is this even a thing?
So then you can specify the same things per agent, and so you have your default, and then you can override per agent. Yeah, cool.
If you need it, it's there. Right, we've got about 7 minutes of today.
Yeah, event management can process Meraki webhooks. We don't care. Option not equal to is be able to checkbox and ticket rules.
Cool. So Boolean selector for checkboxes now, equal or not equal to, which is really nice, which is good. Dollar variables
in the recurring invoice.
Oh no. This setting is absolute. I need to be careful how I word this live on stream today. This is heaven, is what this is. Oh, this makes Connor incredibly happy.
The notes field, I can do, let's do $area. Let's see if we can make this work live. And then find.
It's going to render when you generate the invoice, isn't it?
Yeah. Why would it generate before then?
I don't know.
It might be different.
Yeah, true.
I don't know which one of these it was. I think it was the second one. We'll find out in a minute.
Sorry, could you hear me?
No.
Oh, sorry. We had Renee knocking on my door, trying to get in. I'm like, I'm trying to podcast, right? Or whatever this is called. It's called live stream. There we go.
It didn't work. So let me just try
it didn't work.
Again.
Added dollar variables can now be used on recurring invoices when generating invoices for the notes and the reference fields.
I bet you it is only.
Does it mean
variables.
You've got a dollar variable on the template? Does that what it mean? No. Why would you do that? Why
I bet it's only. No, area is here. In the note field. It said in the note field, right?
It says for the notes and reference fields.
Let's try it in both and see what happens.
You would want a dollar yeah. The idea, by the way, is you could do the agreement name if that's a variable, or the customer, or some selector. So the reference in 0 or QB or whatever displays, something valuable rather than having to manually type it in all the time. I'm going to go and update all of ours if this works. If not, I guess we'll not do that. What are we saying?
It doesn't work.
We need to get someone from Halo on these, just so we can like hold them accountable live.
Yeah, we can bully them live on air.
Yeah. Well, listen, there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So super quick, L. Added the ability to add charge rate restrictions and overrides to the top level. That's massive. That's great. That's fantastic. If you generally want to restrict charge rates, let's say you have a supplier's top level, you could make sure it's only no charge, for instance. Where, no idea, Robbie, you're about to ask me, it just says...
Oh, billing tab. Charge rate restrictions overrun charge rates.
That's awesome. I love that. I'm all for that. I am pro that. I can get behind that.
Yep.
4 minutes to left. User roles are now available as criteria for invoices. I think that's fairly straightforward. Checkbox custom fields can now be used as triggers in lookup profiles for database.
That's actually useful, super useful, but I mean very niche. But in a lookup, well, you didn't used to be able to in a lookup select a checkbox custom field. You can now.
I thought we could because we used to have checkboxes.
They can be used as the outcome, not as
as the outcome, trigger. Not as the trigger. Fine. Yeah, got you.
Mailbox can be specified when sending scheduled reports. This is also quite useful, in my opinion. If you have a scheduled report under here, you can add a new one and you can specify the mailbox.
Mailbox. Does it tell us where? A setting's been added to report configuration. Configuration reporting, sir. General settings. Mailbox use for schedule report.
Oh, it's a global default. Okay, I thought it was
Look at us.
Per report, but fine.
I like this. I think this is great.
It's useful, yeah.
We do loads of scheduled reporting, like alerting is how we use it. Just a side note, by the way. If you have a scheduled report that fires every day, but it's empty, it doesn't actually send you an email. So it's really, really good as like a notification trigger via email. I don't know, invoices that aren't linked to agreements or integrations that aren't running or whatever you need. Users not linked to agreements, build up a scheduled report, have it fire every day to yourself. It will only fire if there is data in the report, i.e. raising an issue. And that is how we will end today.
No, last one.
Oh, is there? Crap. Sorry, everyone.
Filter on dashboards and our multi-selects. Actually super useful as well.
Oh, that's heavenly. You can actually show maybe dashboards, our agent dashboard in this build.
Yeah, look.
Yeah, look. Awesome.
Used to be individual agents. Now you can pick more than one. So we can pick both of these teams, for example.
Which is perfect because you can.
Yeah,
I used to say you can look at 2 people to validate the date, but you got to open 2 screens. Now we could look at Connor and Robbie and see how lazy we both are in this build. Look at us go, look.
Average response time is going down and down.
Or up and up. And
up and up.
80 hours. That sounds about Renada, yeah. Top tier quality support.
I love running AI analysis on this build, and it's like you have had 40 tickets open for 300 days. It's like the AI is getting worried about my business, I think, because I've got so many critical alerts outstanding.
New feature. Yeah.
But there we go. We've got through 2.2. I can't believe it's been 2 hours worth of us rushing through them. That's crazy.
Yeah. You guys are brilliant, though. Thank you.
Thank you for having us both on and taking the stage, El, and obviously hand-holding us at the start because we're disorganized idiots. But here we are.
Happy to help. So we actually, instead of next Tuesday, we're going to do next Thursday is our next one. So if everyone has Tuesdays marked, just remember Thursday will be our next one. Mendy will be on, and whoever here wants to join us will be here as well. So, and we will get to 2.202.
Yeah, I feel bad. I think I started this one being like, oh, 2.2 is boring. Clearly not.
Yeah.
Some little gems in there. I think the problem is I'm used to like the stars being that visceral. This is the big cool thing, right? But like for me, the one that really connects in this whole entire thing is that invoice reference variable. If it works, we'll figure that out. But if that works, that to me is like such a great impact for me. But
yeah, I got a couple notes in here of places where we were like, okay, well, this doesn't exactly work, or maybe this would be a good video. So anyone watching right now, leave us comments. Let us know what you'd like to see more of. And we'll see everyone next Thursday.
A week on Thursday.
All right.
Thank you very much.